Having signed a new 5-year contract with Manchester United, Alejandro Garnacho will now be focused on getting back on the pitch after missing the last 7 weeks through an injury. His setback came as a blow to both the player and manager Ten Hag, but his new deal shows just how highly he is thought of. Despite his injury, the Argentine ace has still enjoyed a productive breakthrough season at Old Trafford. Garnacho has registered 4 goals and 5 assists in 29 appearances for United's first team, while also recording 2 goal contributions in his 2 EFL Trophy matches this campaign. The ankle injury he sustained in the goalless draw with Southampton came at a bad time for the 18-year-old, especially given he was starting to truly establish himself as a reliable member of Ten Hag's squad. However, having returned to training at Carrington on Friday, his comeback is getting closer and closer. United believe Garnacho could return to action next week, which would come as a major boost for the Reds. The 2-2 draw with Tottenham on Thursday night reaffirmed many people's opinion that Ten Hag is lacking firepower from his bench, so being able to call on the Argentine attacker once again would be a huge bonus for everyone associated with the club. There was some concern that the youngster would not play for the Reds again this season, initially due to his injury, but more recently because of the upcoming Under-20 World Cup. Before his new contract was even announced, United had confirmed they would not be allowing Garnacho to participate in the tournament. There had been suggestions in South America that the forward would be included in coach Javier Mascherano's squad and miss United's run-in, but the Reds have ultimately decided he will be remaining at Old Trafford. Given he was forced to withdraw from the Argentina senior squad for their March internationals, the latest decision is likely to disappoint Garnacho. He is proud to represent his country, and the senior matches against Panama and Curaçao would have given him a chance to show exactly what he could do on the international stage. Having played in the Toulon tournament for Argentina's U20s last June, he would have arrived at this year's competition as one of the star players. With a season of first-team experience under his belt, he will have been confident of dominating proceedings, but instead, he must now focus on the remaining few weeks of United's campaign. The Reds take on Bournemouth on the day of the first game of the U20 finals. After that, they face Chelsea and Fulham in the league, before clashing with Manchester City in the FA Cup final on June 3. With Ten Hag's side having exited the Europa League at the hands of Sevilla, they know there are 8 games remaining in the season. No more, no less. Garnacho's new contract shows just how highly United rate him, and the fact he was willing to commit his future to the club proves he is keen to play his part in Ten Hag's project. Although he has mainly been used as an impact substitute this season, with just 10 of his appearances coming as a starter, the Argentine ace has still scored 2 goals when starting for the Reds. He scored the winning goal in the FA Cup victory over West Ham in March, and before that, bagged the only goal of the game in a 1-0 win away at Real Sociedad in the Europa League. When you consider the fact one of his other goals was a winner against Fulham prior to the World Cup, it is fair to say the youngster has come up with some important strikes for United. While the majority of people are understanding and appreciative of the fact he was keen to represent his country at an international tournament, there is a general consensus, particularly from a United perspective, that he can play an important role for his club between now and the end of the season. The Argentine will not be back in time to face Aston Villa at the weekend, and Ten Hag might be hesitant to risk him against Brighton next Thursday after less than a week of training. However, the game away at West Ham a week on Sunday could be a realistic possibility for Garnacho, and from there, he would have 6 matches to impress. For players 19 and under, only Brighton ace Evan Ferguson, 11, has registered more goal contributions Garnacho this season. Like the United man, Leeds ace Wilfried Gnonto has also managed 9, but the Italian has featured more regularly than the Reds' number 49. No one can blame Garnacho for wanting to play in a World Cup, regardless of the age group he would be representing. However, with the decision having been made, his sole focus must now be on helping United. With the race to qualify for the Champions League continuing to intensify, and an FA Cup final to come, there is still so much on offer, for both the Reds and Garnacho. With his future secure, Garnacho can knuckle down for the rest of the season and prove Erik Ten Hag is right to put so much faith in him.